Well, I think a good date is something where you can actually interact with the other person. So I say movies are out, unless you've already been dating for a long time. Lounges where you can have light food and drinks are nice. Art exhibitions, museums, horseback riding, something where you can interact and get to know each other. No matter which way you approach somebody at a bar, it's always going to be a little bit funny, because usually you're not really looking to meet somebody when you're out in the bar, because, you know, everybody's drinking, it's like, but just casually, you know, no pickup lines, just, hey, how are you? You know, can I buy you a drink? And talk to me like a normal person, not like we're in a bar and you're trying to take me home. Again, like, just don't use the cheesy pickup lines, you know, because it doesn't work. So just find something genuine to say. Too cocky, too pushy. You know, when I meet a guy, I want him to obviously show me that he's interested in me, but still, you know, have a little bit of that tension there. So you don't want somebody that's just constantly, you know, really trying too hard. And if there just isn't a general connection when I meet somebody, then it's just not going to happen. You know, I like just something that's fashionable but not metrosexual, because I still want a man, a rugged, you know, a real man. But, you know, a good sneaker, like a cool sneaker. I don't really care for the ones that are the bright colored high tops, but, you know, like some cool funky sneakers. I like the Tom's shoes. Those are good for, you know, if you're just running around during the day. Or like a nice dark brown leather kind of, you know, shoe is nice too. I like that. It completely depends on the date. If it's been going really well and the vibe is nice, I think a kiss at the end of the date is okay. Just a nice kiss, you know, don't push it. Call me, definitely. If you can't take the time to call me to set up our first or second or third date, you know, that's not a good sign. Texting is fine here and there, but if you really want to connect with somebody, you call them. If you're really interested, you'll call them. Like on the side of the torso. Mm-hmm. That's kind of difficult, but to not just approach me, but approach the group. You know, include my friends in the conversation. Don't try to just take me away from them. You know, I'm there with them, and if the conversation gets good and we kind of break off, that's fine. With a man's personality, you want somebody that's going to be strong, but also that can make you, you know, be soft with you. So for me, what's really important is, you know, somebody that has those strong characters of being assertive and taking care of things and being the man in the relationship in a sense, but also that doesn't take it to an extreme and can be soft. What I mean by being soft is just, he'll put you first, you know, take care of, you know, think about things for you and not just be all about him, you know, that's no fun for, you don't want a guy that's just, it's all about him. Well, it can always, conversation can be a tricky subject because you don't want to bring up something where it's going to start turmoil already and on a date, arguments. But I think current events are always a good thing. And it is nice to know that a guy is aware of what's happening in the world and shows that that's another, again, showing that he has interest outside of himself, Sports are a good conversation for some girls. For me, football, I'm a huge Green Bay fan. Music, movies, books, things like that. I personally love to talk about politics, but that can become a heated conversation. But I do think that that is something that's important to find out about the other person. If you have completely different political views, that can change how you feel about a person completely. So. What turns me on the most outside of the bedroom is when you have those little kind of secret moments with somebody when you're out in public and you just have that look or that touch or that something that you kind of connect, feel that connection. Always, falling into a routine, doing the same thing all the time. Not that it has to be crazy or totally different, but just switching it up. If you stay in all the time, go out for a dinner, go out and enjoy your time. If I'm on a first date with a guy and he can't stop talking about himself, I'm definitely going to get bored. You want to have an engaged conversation, not a one-way conversation. My dream guy's job would be something that is sturdy, a solid job, even though mine isn't, so that's not really fair to ask. Flexible hours, flexible time, so that we can travel together and kind of create our own lifestyle. I've never been a 9-to-5 kind of girl, so I don't know if I could see myself ending up with somebody in a 9-to-5. No, a guy definitely does not have to make a lot of money to be attractive, but it certainly helps. When you're thinking about somebody that you want to end up with for life, you want to know that there's going to be a little bit of stability there. So it's not that the person has to make a lot of money to be attractive, but it is a nice thing to have, a bit of comfort in that sense. I would consider dating a virgin. I mean, if I liked him enough, if I was interested, I would. I guess, why not? Confidence is a wonderful trait in a man. It shows you, like, for a woman looking at a guy who's confident, it just shows that he's secure in himself. And that's sexy. I think that's sexy in a woman too. When you see a confident woman, there's something sexy about that as well. I just think that trait is something that it really speaks, kind of shows a lot about a guy if he's confident and courageous. As a woman, you're like, oh, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, you're confident and you're sexy, and it's just a turn on. For me, what makes a man is knowing himself, being confident, being able to, I'm from the Midwest, so I want a guy that can go in the backyard and chop wood and take care of things in that sense, you know, and you know, that's comfortable in himself, doesn't feel like he's, you know, just comfortable to make jokes about himself and not to be too sensitive and to just have fun, because that shows, again, it all comes back down to confidence, you know, that you're comfortable and that you know yourself, and then, you know, how he treats a woman, if he takes care of her and just does the little things, you know, helping her carry the bags or whatever it is, you know, just those little things add up. And that's, for me, what makes a man a real man. Well, there's a store down the street, and they sell beautiful women. So we'll put directions on the screen, right, for them. I think, you know, in LA, there are beautiful women everywhere. So you can go to the beach or the mall or the coffee shop and you're gonna see beautiful women. But I would say places like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, health food stores, gyms, yoga classes, maybe like the park, you know, hiking, stuff like that. Things where you're active and healthy, because usually if you're living that kind of a lifestyle, you know, that shows through and you look good. As far as the proper way to touch a woman, on the arm or the back, you know, is okay when you've just met, but the leg would probably be inappropriate. I absolutely hate when guys put their hands in my head and they're touching my hair, and I'm like, oh, I just washed my hair, get your hands out. You know, or like, where, I don't know, you know, yeah, so I don't like it, you know, people touching my head, so, or my legs, especially if I don't know them. I think for a first date, maybe a kiss is appropriate, and that's it.